Well, Ashley Marie Preston is a cultural commentator, trans activist, and first trans woman to become editor-in-chief of a national publication, and first openly trans person to run for state office in California. Now, she says Angela's fear of seeing Jaybies with a handbag is going to put Jaybies in a body bag. And the reason that she's saying this, in my opinion, is really just looking at the statistics of the pressure and the depression and the high suicide rate among those that live in this community. And she's joining us now. Thank you so much for being here again. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Thank you for having me.
You've been listening to all of this. Help us out here, Ashley Marie.
I think it's heartbreaking all the way across the board. Because Angela may not know this, but I know that she started following me in 2018. So part of me knows that despite what she's saying about how she's not gonna be convinced otherwise, she is invested in understanding not just her daughter, but the,
what daughter?
the transgender community.
What
you
daughter?
may be able to dominate the dialogue, but you will
But
not
what
control
daughter?
the outcome
But
of the
daughter?
message that we
What
spread
daughter?
today.
You cannot yell people down and win
It's not
a
yelling
particular
people
point.
down,
You
but it's
have
the
to
fact that you
allow
brought
other
somebody on
people.
this show that's gonna try to tell me my son is
They're
a
not
woman.
even-
My
they're
son
not
is
even
not a
dealt with
woman,
no,
and I'm
Monty,
gonna stand
no.
on that. You can get all the transgenders in the world. He's not a woman.
If you're secure in your belief, let someone else speak. You're being very disrespectful.
But you want me to listen to
I'm not
somebody
asking
that's
you to
telling
do
me my
anything
son is a
except allow
woman.
someone
That's
else to speak.
disrespectful.
Please hear me, because believe it or not, contrary to what you may think or believe, I'm rooting for both of you. I am invested in the relationship that you have with your daughter because according to
Well, you can't
a survey,
be. You can't be
according
because
to,
hold on. You can't be interested in me and him having a relationship because first you're disrespecting me as a parent.
I am not disrespecting
I
you.
feel as though
I am
you
not
are.
disrespecting you.
Because
I gave you credit for what you're doing.
No,
you're not
when you
going
tell
to.
me
You try
that
to
this
bully
is my
and
daughter,
bulldoze through every.
when you tell me that this is my daughter,
You're bulldozing.
that's
I'm not
disrespectful.
telling you anything.
That's
I'm
disrespectful.
acknowledging who she is.
You're not-
I'm
but
not.
she's
Me
not a
calling
woman.
her
Girl,
is
shit
about
is
honoring
crazy.
and respecting her personhood.
You're irrelevant. I came here to see Dr. Phil. That doesn't matter to me.
Parenting. Can we please
So
steer the
according to,
conversation?
I wanted to
Go
get this
ahead.
one out.
I
Okay.
asked you to come here,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you the respect that you
Okay.
deserve. I asked you to come here, and I'm not going to let you get shouted down. Say what you would like to say.
So according to a study that was done by the National Center for Transgender Equality and the National LGBTQ Task Force, so when there is a parent or parents or loved ones in the home who do not support the identity of the transgender individual, 51% have attempted suicide, 48% have become homeless, 47% have become addicted to drugs and substances, and 29% have actually had to engage in sex work.
You're not going to guilt me into accepting him as a woman because you feel like if he makes a bad decision, that it's going to be my fault.
No.
If he were to listen to me, I wouldn't have to worry about those things because let's talk about some of those numbers that you mentioned. Even when Joe Biden, during his presidential debate, was talking about legalizing young children transitioning, he said his reason was because so many transgender women of color had been murdered. And he said, I think the number now is up to 17. Now, as a leader in the Black community, there are thousands of Black men that have been murdered. But you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that because those Black men did not have a wig on. So I'm not going to elevate,
This
excuse
is
me,
not
I'm not
about
done.
politics.
I'm not going to elevate,
You're never
I'm not
done.
going to
This is
elevate
not-
the issue of transgenderism over Black men because at the end of the day, y'all still Black men.
Gender identity is who I go to bed as, and sexual orientation is who I go to bed with. So the fact that you're making assumptions about children's genitals or your child's genitals, that is way out of bounds. At this moment, you have a decision to make as to whether you're willing to do the internal work to silence that inner critic that's making you force your children to carry your shame.
Okay, no, we
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.